Welcome to the Michigan Runner Show. Join us each time as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great sport.
And usually go by Jane, so Janie feels really odd. But you're welcome to call me that. It was just a fabulous experience growing up on the Michigammes team. And I guess I started in '64, '65 and went up through high school senior in '69. And Francie, of course, was my role model. And always worked really to try to be that guy.
Well, you ran the 2 mile and won the state championship, and I never had raced in a 2 mile ever. I don't think I ever did, actually. So you broke ground, and I remember how your mother, when you won that race, your mom cried.
The life growing, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm sure you had these too. It was, as a young girl growing up, it just gave you so much confidence and so much life experience. It was a fabulous time of life. I went on to the University of Michigan in physical therapy, which actually Coach Simmons helped me to introduce me to that area.
Lynch, and I'm from the same era as the last two, Liz and Janie, and I think my history records are terrible because I can't figure out what years it was, but it had to be in the late 60s, I think. And had a terrible time finding a picture, but there's a wonderful one that somebody gave me here that was great. And I got started because I was at a junior high school track meet at Tappan Junior High School, and Betty, Mr. Simmons' first wife, was a PE teacher at one of the other junior high schools, and she spotted me and I guess saw athletic potential, and I guess I then got contacted about Michigammes, so I started out as a high jumper and didn't really want to run, but somehow I got conned into running. And
did you do cross-country?
Even cross-country. And it changed my life.
I had run quarter miles at Grosse Pointe North High School, and I came to Michigan thinking that, of course, there was going to be a track team, and I was soon told to find Ken Simmons down in the PEM building, now the Hartwick building. And I went down and I explained that I was a quarter mile, and he explained how I was going to meet him on the golf course, and we were going to do some cross country. And I hear this as a common theme here. So I had to finish. I almost died. You know, it was 2 laps up and down the hill, and I remember going into the chute, and I do not remember walking out back into the chute. You'll be healthy your whole life. Well, I made it past the 50. I had to stop running in November for some foot surgery, but I hope to get back. So I'm banking on it, on your good word.
Larson Burkhardt. Let's see, I'm from Saginaw, Michigan, and we did have one field day in junior high, 7th, 8th, 9th grades, and I won a couple medals. I didn't do too well in the high jumping, but I did the sprints, you know, 75-yard dash and so on, and we equaled the boys marks. And when I came to University of Michigan, I had to look a long time before I found some athletes. But after I finished working in computers for 3 years, I hooked up with Mr. Simmons.
I think I wrote in the thing I sent in that I was one of the little kids, and Cammie and Sarah. So it was 1972, I think, because I was 11 years old, and my gym teacher at Burns Park Elementary brought me down to Yost Field to meet Mr. Simmons. And we used to run, I think it was a 300, whatever it was. And I loved it. I loved the 300. And I remember going down there. I think he brought 2 other girls, and I was the only 20, which was not my event. But, you know, I was so excited the night before, and I had washed my shoes. And I got in the first lane was a washout, so I was put in lane number 2. And when I finished the race, my shoes were just like a bubbling mess. And it was great, but that was the year that we got the letter, and I remember being really sad. But I ended up running in high school, and then when I got to college, I was sitting on the fence what I was going to do, because my senior year I kind of got fat and happy, and Mr. Simmons was coaching at U of M, and so I literally kept running for Mr. Simmons.
I started running in '69
2 weeks before me.
Not after, before me. Beforehand, and I was a tomboy.
No.
My neighbor boys were running for the Dexter boys team, and I said, well, God, I'm such a better athlete than them. I should be able to run. And just happened that there was a picture of Carol in the newspaper, Ann Arbor News for something, and my dad pulled it out and said, you want to go run there? And I'm like, sure.
Sarah Peterson Berg. I too, as a person, was very excited about the 600-yard dash, and that's where it all started with me, was the Presidential Fitness Award, and my PE teacher directed me to Michigammes, and my father as well was aware of Coach's program. I am Rabbit, and I'm not sure who named me Rabbit. Does anyone remember? I don't know. I ran for Ann Arbor Huron, the whole, self-image. It was fantastic.
And I didn't run, and I didn't get roped into the cross country. I have a similar story. I was discovered at a Slauson track meet by some guy with some older gentleman with a plaid cap on his head. But my experience was pretty different than the ones you get described with going to Waterman Gym. I had the fine carpentry bench made by Mr. Simmons, I think, delivered to my home. And my workouts were in the basement.
Roberta and I both went to Pioneer High School together, in Slauson and Pioneer. But anyway, my story, I'll try to not bore you to tears, but it starts out where my dad and uncle were Ann Arbor High School runners and cross-country runners, track and cross-country, and they were dynamite. They were very good at it, and they had an enormous amount of love for it.
Monahan. I started running for the Michigammes. I can't remember, I was 9 or 10, so it was 67 or 68, right around in there. I started with Coach James, was our neighbor, Don James, who was University of Michigan's offensive line coach. And his daughter and I were the same age, and we came out one day, and she didn't run, but I stayed. And my dad, I don't know, Carrie knows, drove us to a lot of the meets for over the years. Yes, we had so much fun in the last seat of the car, the station wagon. But I think I would have been better, but I never had that killer instinct in me to win. But I just loved it. So I still run. I still love to run.